It's the summer after 7th grade, and I'm almost through my very first time at overnight camp. I've overcome the fear of leaving Boston and trekking out to the boonies of New Hampshire, going back behind God's back, as we say in Trinidad, to live in a cabin with strangers and weird bugs. I've ignored the looks of disbelief that come with being one of only 2 Black campers, the surprise that I actually know how to swim, and all the attempts to hook me up with my perfect match guy who just happened to be the other Black camper. I focus on the positives. Yes, the bugs are bigger out here, but so are the stars without the glare of the city lights. The air is fresh, so I breathe deep. And I get to learn new things, like archery and riflery and the lyrics to Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. It's family weekend, and my family's coming to visit. Other than a few letters exchanged via snail mail, I haven't talked to them in weeks. So I'm excited to see them and dazzle them with all the new skills I've learned, including horseback riding. I've gotten past the sore thighs. I've learned how to post, that means lift myself up and down in the saddle while my horse trots. And I've also learned how to jump horses, so much fun. My family line up by the fence to watch me ride. Even my cousin and aunt are here from Trinidad visiting, a pleasant surprise. I'm doing great. I guide my horse to walk, trot, and canter. There are those looks of disbelief again. Don't they know that 1 out of 4 American cowboys were Black? My family, though, they watch with pride, even my cousin. It's time to jump. I'm nervous because I had only practiced jumping my horse, Misty, a couple of times. We ride round the bend and line up with the obstacle. I start talking to myself. Time it just right, Jynelle. Don't tense up in the saddle. Ease up on the reins a bit. I feel Misty's legs colliding with the pole, and suddenly I'm falling. I'm embarrassed. And I bet my cousin's somewhere in the crowd laughing at me too. I don't get up. I scan the crowd. I look for my family. They look concerned, even my cousin. Then I meet eyes with my mom. Just one look, and I already know what she's thinking. See, my mom knows a thing or two about falling down. She lost her mother when she was 10, buried both her sisters before I was even born. She fell in love, got engaged, but then left the warmth of home in Trinidad to travel to cold, gray England to learn nursing. After years there, she left the life she had built again to move to Boston and meet her fiancé. When she arrived, she found out that he had broken his promise to wait for her, but only after he'd gotten her pregnant. She was on her own with a baby on the way. She worked nights and weekends and double shifts. As a Black woman and an immigrant, she knew all too well the looks of disbelief and expectations of failure too. She put up with the disrespect from doctors who thought themselves better than her, and patients who saw her more as a servant than their nurse. But she saved her money, and she bought a house, and she got me into a great school system, always sacrificing, always on the sidelines herself so that I could explore. There was piano and dance and Girl Scouts and STEM for girls, and the list went on, including this very expensive summer camp. Now, my mom was literally on the sidelines watching me, and I had to make her proud. So I get up. I dust myself off. Before my camp counselor can even ask, I say, yes, I want to try again. I'm back on the horse. Misty and I round the bend and line up with that obstacle. This time, we soar. Camp flew by after that, with a couple of memorable incidents. There was an awkward kiss with my perfect match camper, which confirmed we definitely were not a match. In a showdown with a leech in the back of a speeding van, I won't get into details. Years went by, and there was tennis, and theater, and college, and study abroad, and multiple scandalous spring break trips. A few people here know exactly what I'm talking about. And then grad school. And Mom didn't even blink when I said I'm going back to grad school again. Before Mom passed away, we had so many adventures together. One trip found us in Aruba. Mom, in her 60s, decided that she was gonna go horseback riding for the very first time. Before we get on our horses, I give Mom a few tips. Okay, Mom, the guide and I are gonna go first. Now, horses can feel your energy, so keep calm. And if it gets a little bumpy and you feel yourself shifting, just lean the other way, okay? We head out. I'm enjoying the scenery unfolding in front of me. It's like being in a postcard. I look back to check on Mom, and she's leaning to the left a little. Mom, I yell, adjust. You're leaning. Next time I look back, my eyes nearly pop out of my head. Instead of riding atop the horse, she's on its side. One leg gripping its underbelly, the other desperately clinging to its back. She looked like a stuntman in a shoot-'em-up Western. Before I can turn my horse around, thump, she falls into the dust. I'm off my horse and by her side. Mom, are you okay? I help her up. She's not hurt, just embarrassed. Mom, why didn't you lean the other way, I ask. Oh, I thought you said lean the same way. Like when you're driving and you pick up a skid on the ice? Silence, then relief. We laugh, deep belly laughs that ripple through our entire body. The tour guide, he's not laughing. We help Mom on her horse and continue on. Mom and I were so lucky to have many more adventures together. There was the time we went on a harrowing helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon, and there was a time she jumped on the back of my jet ski even though she didn't know how to swim. Talk about trust. And during chemotherapy, there was a time she climbed Mount Washington, not all the way to the top, but we hiked, my mom, myself, and my twin boys, and I was so proud of her that day. I'm so thankful for all the adventures Mom and I got to go on together, and the example she set for me, the life she made possible for me. So during those times in life when it feels easier to stay lying in the dust, the memories of her compel me to get up and dust myself off. Thank you.